Hello. I think we are live today. All right. So I see already few comments out here. Hello. Hello from France. Yeah. Hi from Oslo. Nice. Okay. So I will just take a few first minutes, just 1 or 2 minutes, just to give a quick intro of how our live stream today will be. And today it's a very special day for Databutton, by the way. So people who are all tuning in now, Databutton is an AI app builder, and today we have graduated Databutton from 1.0 to 2.0 today, and that's why we have a very special live stream. So Databutton builds app in React and Python, and React is the content, and Python is the backend, and it can build full stack app. And this is what Databutton can build seamlessly, full stack app, and then one-click deploy. And today Databutton not only does that, but it has graduated to a place where the agent has become way powerful. And that's why it's a very special time for the entire team, especially for me. And for people who don't know me, I am Avra. I am the community lead of Databutton, and we do this live streaming almost weekly. Also, we have a Discord live stream, which we do on Tuesday. Yeah. And so that's why today, on Tuesday, we're doing this YouTube live stream just to give an overview of this launch of Databutton 2.0. And yeah, and one of the things which I must mention when I say that we launched it, and this launch is not only the team's effort, but the entire community which were helping us getting access. Like almost 1 week, they got this access, and they were giving us a lot of feedbacks, the good and the bad, and things which really doesn't work well, and things which work pretty well. And we, as a team, glad that we could just make this milestone, and we are having this live version for everyone now. So anyone who signs up, they can actually access Databutton live with the agent, which is a reasoning agent, which is for the first time. I don't know if any other AI app builder which is doing the same. The reason, the thoughts, how it thinks, it is a companion for building full stack apps. So this is something which I was thinking that in today's live stream, we should introduce it to the broader audience, how we can work with it. Maybe there are some hacks which the community already knows, which the team does not know, but the community knows. So I think that was something which I would love to learn from everyone who is joining in. And yeah, and apart from a full stack app builder, let's see how this particular agent now behaves. And to see that, I actually invited our amazing community champion. So as I said previously, that Databutton has improved a lot because of the community. And I think there where we felt that the introduction of this particular Databutton 2.0 must have the community members. So I'll just quickly give an introduction to the gang I have today, and I'm very happy to introduce them. I'll start with alphabetically. I have Dom with us from the community member. Dominic, thank you so much for joining. And then I have amazing, the prompt queen, Elle, with us. And yeah, and we have, I think everyone knows him very well. If you're in Discord, you know him. It's none other than Modest Mike with us, Michael. So really great to have all of you today joining me, and mainly in this special live stream. Normally we do it on Thursday, but today I think we were bound to organize this, and I'm really glad that we could just team up quickly. I think last week we just had a quick conversation that we should do a live stream and see how it works, how the agent works, how did it actually pass the graduation or not, and did it actually performing well or not. Yeah. So I would love to hear, like, what do you guys think? I think you guys have played around with it, at least for 1 or 2 days. So go ahead. Maybe Mike, you can let us know, like, if you have tried something, or maybe you have just something which didn't work at all with Databutton?
Yeah, no. So I've been trying it with a few apps that I've already got, as well as just trying to see the new process for building a new app from scratch. I think the new app from scratch just works so nicely now. That whole process of talking you through the build out is so much smoother. You know, it's giving you the opportunity to feed in the inspiration, feed in the idea, and I love that. I think that's really, really good. And the tasks to be able to manage the process better is super, super cool. So yeah, no, I've been really, really impressed with it. And I mean, my 6 apps that I'm currently working on at the moment, I think I'm going to have to pump up on some more coffee so I can get working on all of these apps all at the same time, because this new version has got me excited again.
Nice. Great to hear, Mike. Yeah, I know, like you build a lot of apps. I know we have seen the photos of multiple monitor you're working at a time. It's amazing.
It definitely wants to makes you want to clone yourself, doesn't it?
It certainly
Try
does.
and figure out how
does.
not to sleep so you get more time. Not enough time in the day.
Yeah, and Elle, I mean, you're the prompting queen. Have you found out some hacky way of working with this newest feature? Let's not reveal the feature now. I just want to have a broad overview what you try.
Yeah, so the experience, I'll talk more about the experience. So like Mike was saying about being able to, when you first create the app, like really give your user stories, your requirements, things like that. You know, what is it that you want to build? And it kind of helps the agent to be really fine-tuned. And then when you're within the app as well, that interface, the new interface, which we'll talk about in a moment, it's just the ability to be able to see ahead and, you know, really understand whether you are aligned with the agent or not. And I think for me, that's what's been most important, because you're kind of just, you're the human in the loop here. You're in control. So yeah, that's what I've experienced. And I built an app in literally no time. Like before, it kind of would take a little while for me to kind of build it out. But yeah, it definitely graduated in my books for sure.
And like one thing which you mentioned is it keeps the human in the loop. I think I really agree with that. Like I was testing out because of this launch today. By the way, guys, we launched in Product Hunt today, and I think now it's live for everyone. You guys can go there, upvote us. That'll be great. But yeah, if you really want to try, yes, just come in, sign up, give it a go. It's for everyone. This task feature is there. But yeah, when you mentioned about this human in loop, I think this high level task which the agent creates in the very first time, and then it goes on adding the comment section and everything, which you will see today, it's really keeping you very much kind of aligned with one way. Like, you know that one task you are going to achieve now, let's do it. And I personally also very much agree with you here. Yeah.
And I would say, Avra, sorry, just on that as well, like I think one thing to say is that as part of the new feature as well, like this has definitely been a contribution of the community. So, you know, Databutton are great at listening to what we need, what we kind of feel is a good process. There's so much communication that goes on. It's not like a bunch of guys sitting there going, oh, let's just put this out there, see what happens. It's like they're always back and forth, always available. Yeah, so I think that's definitely been a key part of this success.
I think one thing which personally, even if like I was before with other open source communities like Streamlit. I think Elle, you have also worked with Streamlit or Cohere, and we know like for open source communities, the community matters a lot. And I'm really glad that in Databutton we still make sure to prioritize the community, and I think all our live stream has been only with the communities mostly, and it's great to have these feedbacks. And the best way we can improve is always getting the feedbacks, and you can just get faster from the own user first. So yeah, I totally agree. By the way, we have few comments here. I think one of them is this is actually something very interesting. Building app is great. How does V2 help builders create communities of future users? Anyone wants to take this question? Mike?
Question.
I mean, it's a great question. From my own experience and my own kind of research that I've done, looking at where apps are going, communities is the central key focus, right? That's why platforms like Discord and the such like have really grown over the last kind of year or two. They were predominantly for the gaming community, and now all of a sudden they're mushrooming out into all sorts of different organizations and different types of projects and things like that. I think the beauty of Databutton is that without being overly dramatic, the possibilities are somewhat limitless to a certain extent, because you can build the auth, so everyone can have a user, so your users can log in securely and build out their own secure area. You can ask the agent to build out a forum. You can ask the agent to build out a live chat or a thread panel, or all sorts of different things. And I think the way that it gives you that ability to build what you want as a community is really quite something. When I'm certainly not technical, I have no idea how to code anything, and I'm building a community platform that I could never have dreamt of. So I think version 2, what version 2 does, to answer Thak's specific question about version 2, from what I've seen, is you get a greater opportunity to set the expectations at the start. And I think in the old version, you would give a prompt, it would go away and create something initially, and then you would almost have to rework what it had first done as a first iteration. This time, with version 2, you can start from the very beginning with a full prompt of what you want it to include, give it inspiration, everything else. And I just think that's super, super cool, because you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting energy and effort having to rework something that's already there.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I really.
See,
I think
JK says he's building as he watches this, which is awesome.
Oh, that's good. I'm really curious what JK is building.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, what are you building, JK?
I would love to know. No, but Mike, I think this answer from you makes a lot of sense, because I know you have been in touch with a lot of other communities. I know, like, you are with the trading community, you have been, and I think it's a very reasonable answer to this. And I'll just quickly go to.
Exactly. Yeah. Making it easier and quicker to build a great app means that you can spend more time on the actual community itself. The way I think about it is, if you were building an app, let's say we were even 5 years ago, less than 5 years ago, 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago, if I wanted to build what I'm building right now with Databutton, I would have to go out and spend a fortune on a developer. And it would take months for him to build out this whole structure of what I'm building right now with Databutton. So what would be months and cost me a fortune is reduced down to a much lower cost and a much shorter time frame. So I can then jump onto the social medias and the marketing and all these other elements that are needed for any of these kind of platforms to be successful.
Plus, you've got 6 great apps that you've built in that short period of time. It's not just one anymore. Yeah,
exactly. This is why I have 5 monitors, guys. You can have one app, every monitor. It works brilliantly.
Yeah.
So,
all right, okay. Before we move into more of this building stories, and actually we should build something ourselves as well. But before that, Dom, what's up? How is life?
Life is good. To kind of tie into what both Elle and Michael have said, what's really cool about Databutton is that from a community standpoint, you can bring in people from a diverse background from all over the place that have different expertise in design and even real coding. And you can bring those people together and have them, gain insight into things that they didn't think about. So, like, one of the things I love about Discord, for example, is being able to go in there and see other people's work and realize something that I've never even thought of before, features that they've implemented. And I don't need to know how to code to implement those features. I can just go into the agent. I can take a screenshot of a cool idea somebody's come up with and put it into the agent, or vice versa. I can go back into the community and send the community a screenshot and ask them for their opinion. That's kind of what separates Databutton completely.
I think that's something which I also completely agree that, yeah, and it's good to hear. By the way, my mind was in this particular question when I was just found out Databutton today, so figured for a test drive, I will build a chat agent trying out new Gemini models. Well, I think you have been trying with Gemini models. Get
Yes,
some-
yeah. I use the vision model, and I'm so excited for you, JK139. It's your first time. I love my first time. It's amazing. Building apps.
And RAG is not an easy task to build, by the way.
No.
Difficult.
Yeah.
I think
There's.
Yeah. Go ahead, El.
I was going to say, like, if it's not something you've necessarily built before with RAG, I would say I would recommend Cohere's models. They have RAG built in. It's really easy to use, but feel free to reach out to me on the Discord if you want any specific questions about that. But they literally own the RAG space. Really good, easy to use API. The agent is really good as well. Yeah. So, and they've got great, like an LLMU, so you can see the little tab there, which will actually help guide you through the concepts of AI, the language models, embeddings, agents, etc. So
yeah, I think that's a good solution. Yeah. All right. So shall we build something for today so that we can showcase few of the newest features which Databutton 2.0 has?
Yes, this is what we've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Yeah. So we kind of had a bit of a conflab earlier. So we're doing like a mini hackathon here. So we've already kind of come up with the idea. The idea was mine. I'll take the blame for the idea if it turns out terrible.
Great idea.
The idea was so my wife and I are constantly struggling to figure out recipes for our kids of what to cook and everything else. And I've been part of a different project, which again is built on a community. And I thought to myself, do you know what would be really cool is just a family recipe platform, and then kind of just a general recipe platform. And I know there's some of them out there, but a community-based recipe platform. So one where you have people that submit their own recipes, submit their own ideas, people can upvote it, people can comment and all these other things. And, the top chef who gets the most likes or whatever can be ranked at the top. And I just thought it would be a really nice way of, using things like the auth feature, using things like the Firestore connection with Firebase. There's loads of different bits and pieces that we could do there. So yeah, that was kind of our suggestion, was to do a bit like an online recipe community. I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Recipe community online.
And I think what's good about that, Mike, as well, is that's really transferable across any community. Like the features
Exactly.
here. I've built out one for our community where we're able to go in and share resources.
That's right.
It's a very similar kind of recipe for an app, isn't it? That
Exactly. I see what you did there, El. I see what you did there. I'm liking that. Yeah, there's a lovely little connection there.
So it's like online recipe community where you just can submit their recipes online, and the community can vote. Makes sense, right? Something down this line.
Yeah, and I think what's good to say here is you don't need to give everything at once to you. That's the great thing about this piece.
That's right.
Yeah.
By the way, we are this is the new onboarding of Databutton 2.0. So we have this first about a description. You can just add a bit more description, maybe not too much. We add a bit more description here. So I just added what Mike just said, online recipe community, where users can submit recipes online and the community can vote. More like a feedback, more like a thumbs up,
and like a leaderboard for sure. With
that's a good one, and leaderboard. Well, I don't know. I'm just dumping every information there.
We need to make it visually stunning.
We need to make it visually stunning. Yeah, let's see. Shall I hit the continue button? We are now here. Can you upload what you have so far? Requirements. So in the requirements section, we can typically upload a user stories or a specification or the codes and requirements. So I think for specification, we should upload what Mike has just mentioned about authentication. Let's see.
So
Yeah.
Dom, I think, prepared something in advance. There should be something that
Uh-huh.
you can use for that.
Let me see. Oh, makes sense. Yeah. Dom, I see your file which you just created. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Let's see if I can upload it somehow here.
Are we able to see the file?
Yeah, we should
Which
be
is
able to just.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I would say it's,
oh,
sorry.
Our feedback that we were talking about.
It's a very proper way. So, did you write it or it's ChatGPT?
I used ChatGPT. It took me 5 seconds to do.
Nice. All right.
Perfect. Yeah. I think that's what's amazing about this is it's you can collaborate with many different tools.
Absolutely.
Little hack, I love it. And I would say as well, like not for people to get too put off by these steps. I think quite a few of them are optional, like, and you don't have to be super detailed. Because, and I have done one where I'm super detailed and not. And when you're not necessarily super detailed, when you go into the app, you can still give information. So I know it can be potentially quite off-putting. She's like, oh, I don't know what I want yet. But either way, will work absolutely fine.
All right. So I just added this file. Dom, I completely believe in you. I hope everything is there. I didn't go through that. and then it's like,
I went through it.
What have you put in there?
You did, Avra, so we're all winging it here.
all right, let's do it. Let's hit the continue button again. So it's that's why you shared the images as well. Perfect. Okay. So I'll just download the images which you shared. So basically we have a PDF file. Databutton now added that PDF file, and now we should add a design inspiration. That's interesting. Normally, when I tried, so today we have a kind of a launch video kind of. When I was trying it, actually what I do is, I'll show you guys what I do before I download this file. Which, oh wow, you have sent me 3 images. Perfect. A lot of information. So normally what I do is, so here I go. I'm pretty sure there'll be some. Oh yes.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good app.
That's a yeah.
So Excel draw is like TL draw, by the way, and I just quickly like here generate some thing and just let's say I added some buttons or something here, and I think we are making a leaderboard, so we should here. Anyways, I add all this stuff, take a screenshot, save it, feed it to Databutton. That's how I build that app which I demoed over our launch video. So that's the same way. I just copied and literally pasted that. But
you could also use your whiteboard, take a picture, use paper and pen, old school.
Oh, yeah.
Depends what you prefer.
Yeah. I think that I hardly try because nowadays, usually I just write everything down over. But yeah, I agree. Okay, I'm just dumping the pictures.
And that's, again, I've said it a couple times, but that is the coolest feature of Databutton, because you don't even have to be able to describe in words what you want to build. But you can draw it on a napkin.
It's something WebP format, if I'm not wrong.
What's that?
It's not the PNG format, but let's see if it will work or not. Let's see. Okay, I just added this flavor quest recipe, and from where did you get this images, Dom? Is there a inspirational particular website?
No, I just used ChatGPT, and I said I want to find pictures of food-related dynamic content, and it gave me a couple examples, and I chose the one that I liked.
Nice. Okay, we are in this step now for integration. Okay, this is where we can add. Okay, I think the entire Databutton team is very much kind of inclined towards Firebase Auth. I think Mike also suggested that, so I'll just go for this Auth. I will go for
this feature. Avra has been a game changer for me. Like it was good anyway with working with Firebase, but just from being able to initially say this is what I want. I mean, integrations themselves with Stripe as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Stripe one. Very excited.
Shall I hit the let's read button? Oh, it's creating an app.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Let's see. Let's see.
It's taking a deep breath and thinking about what on earth have these guys thought of trying to get me to do now.
Quick question. What do you guys think of this onboarding thing? Or if anyone has any particular feedback about the onboarding who is listening to us, because it's something which we introduced in this version. What do you guys think? Is it like something which helps an user from the beginning to figure out, like, break it down into design, description, and then what particular they want to add? Yeah. Tell me.
Do you have enough credits, Avra?
Hope so. Let's see. If it gets stuck, that means I'm out of credits. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I have enough or not.
Out of interest, Avra, with credit-wise for the onboarding, how does that work?
Credit-wise?
Yeah, so credit usage for when you're onboarding, does it use credits for that process?
I don't think for the onboarding, the credit.
I wouldn't have thought so either, yeah.
So we only charge when there is a successful code generation. It's not even like successful, even if you chat with the app, with Databutton agent, we don't charge anything. Basically, nothing.
So
none of that.
This is a really great feature, actually, like even more great than I thought, because that whole process where you are feeding exactly what you want, and then you can still collaborate with the agent right now, review all the tasks, check that it's what you want, and really align the agent to yourself. You haven't even used the credit, but you are in control there of going, right, now I'm ready. You can be more efficient with that, and that's great.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right. So we have this. This is interesting. So the agent gave me 8 tasks. What do you guys think of this?
Can we zoom in a bit, or we're able to like maybe zoom in a bit?
Zoom in. See if I can zoom in. Oh,
there we go.
Oh, cool.
Uh-oh. Okay. We're still there. I hope I didn't break anything.
Avra.
Let's see.
Nice.
Okay. Even the agent speaks now.
So
I have created an implementation plan for Flavor Quest with 8 key tasks that will take us from 0 to a stunning MVP. It's very confident. If it's so confident, I'll just start this task and then we just can discuss about it. So I hit the start task, which is creating a visually stunning landing page with featured recipes and call to actions. And the agent goes.
Yeah, I think it's a good one to start with. Because I think people like to see, okay, what is this app even going to look like? How does it feel?
Let's see. And also, like, I think the particular plans which were suggested is not bad actually. So first plan was creating a stunning landing page with featured recipes. Next is set up Firebase authentication with user profiles. The next part was build a recipe creation management system. So basically, I think there where all the recipes will get created and they will be stored maybe by each profile. And then implement the recipe details page with voting system. There were the leader voting, which Tom suggested. I think there we can add that thing. And then create recipe feed with filtering search. Develop it. And then they develop the leaderboard and gamification system, build user profiles. Maybe we can swap few of this thing. But let's see what it created first. So it said that now I will start.
With this, I was just saying about the UI because a few changes were here, weren't there? You got the plan at the top and the preview. So I guess when you finish the onboarding, you'll see initially the plan, and then once it's generated, we go to the preview, and you can flick between the two. It's quite a nice transition.
But there is like nothing has been generated yet, because I think it feels like I will start by installing the necessary packages and then create the landing page first. Then first let me document that we are starting the implementation. And it says it has written. I'm not sure. Let's see.
What's the thought it's given? It says it's thought through a moment.
Successfully added comment task history. Oh wait.
You can just click proceed, can't you? Because it's just saying I'll start.
Starting implementation will follow design modern, elegant layout. And I think I should resume this task maybe.
I
want to continue working on FLA1, which is Flavor Quest 1. Check our progress and continue where we left off.
Oh, I wonder what the 3 letters were. Every app, I'm like,
Oh wow.
It all makes
yeah,
sense now,
it
doesn't
just
it?
clicked.
FLA.
There I was thinking, why?
I'm like,
Wow.
what?
It now all makes sense because every app had a different one. And
Yeah.
now it all just.
No, who would have thought?
It's always the first three letters of that.
I love how we've all just had that aha moment all at the same time.
I don't even think Avra knew that, but because I'm pretty sure he told me in the past he didn't know what they were.
No, I mean, honestly, I was also confused at the very beginning. Like, what's like, it gave me at times NOT1, not
Yeah.
1, not 2, because
Yeah.
named in that when I was and I was like, okay, so it's the first 3 characters of your app. That's your task, basically. By the way, I started this next task. I just did the resume button, so it's task is going on. We can pause the task, but we won't do that. Now it says that it created stunning landing page with a preview, and let's see. Now I click this preview. Okay, let's make this. Let's highlight this.
Oh, my favorite colors. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the colors.
Really nice colors.
This one is funny. Mike, can you bring that comment up, please?
I love it.
I thought it was develop a link of no. So by the way,
it's far more simple than that, JK. It was too simple for all of us to realize.
like here we are up to what we say. Databutton is for non-techies, so there will be no developer lingos here. It's always for everyone, and it's so simple that it's very hard to get. Okay, so Hafiz, that looks amazing. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? There's no recipe, by the way, guys. This is not.
No, so it gives us like it's kind of like showing you as a user, because I've had a few generate like this, like what it would look like for you when you're using it. So that wouldn't be an active recipe. It's more of a visual into what the app might look like.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it shares that. I have included organic blob shapes, gradient effect, and clean recipe grid layout. If you'd like any adjustment to.
Avra, I wonder if you could find a. Do you have a good food website that you like to read? Maybe we can take a screenshot and feed that
Tell
in.
me one food website.
Right.
Mike, you had this idea of this. Do you have an inspirational?
Yeah, I had the idea because I couldn't find one.
Amazing food recipe website. I'll ask Google, and here we go.
Good food. There you go.
Yeah, good food.
Pinch of yum.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's similar to food. What's that other one that?
Food recipe sites need to have pictures of food on them, basically.
I think as well, like through because of course when you're using Databutton, it's not necessarily about the code, it's about the user experience as well. There's more skills that you acquire, and one of the things that we're kind of learning about, because we're not necessarily UX designers either, is that people like that familiarity. Like if they're going onto an app and it looks similar to one they've used before, they're more likely to stay and use the application. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's about making that more familiar for them, but with your kind of spin on it. Anyway.
By the way, just to say the part, I added this particular image and I said, can you just add those food out there somehow? And what it does is like it will just now write some code here, maybe in the home page, because that's the only page which it has created. And this is still the ongoing task. So I would imagine anything what I say out here, this will just come up here. So this is one of the part in the task feature is any changes which you make, that will be documented by Databutton back there. So it remembers for a particular task what features it is generating itself or something which a user suggests. And
see, I'm really impressed by this bit, Avra, because like having, I think that's the thing that was missing before, was having that traceability back to, like you say, decisions that were made. And I'm also really interested in, once we've got all that data accumulated, like once I've built my app out, I would want to take all that data, shove it into a really long context
Oh yeah,
chat.
you made a
Like,
task. Ah, nice.
yeah, tell me how I did this. Like, what were the wins? What were the learnings, takeaways? Like,
Yeah.
how can I help someone else make a similar thing? I think the more information that's captured and we have access to, it would just help us to improve our flow and get better and better. That's my thought anyway.
100%.
Haven't tried it.
Guys, this looks actually nice now.
Is that ours? That's
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
Ours, there is here. Good food is here. This is Flavor Quest. Sorry, this is ours.
Boom.
Right.
Nice.
Okay,
Love
okay.
This is really nice. I like it. I really like it now.
I like it.
That's good. So shall I just say Databutton that I'm happy with it? I am happy with the latest state of this task. Let's see. I don't know what Databutton will say because it's a how we say it? It's a thinking agent, or it's more like
It's reasoning, yeah. It's like
reasoning agent.
yeah.
Exactly. That's the
I
word.
like the little messages you get as well, like the save key decision to task. And there's one, I can't remember what it says. It might say it in a minute. It has like a little sparkle on it, and we might come across one, but it's literally saving it but categorizing it as something.
Yeah.
So that under the hood would be like
I will actually go to that what it said. Okay. So for time being, I'll just quickly say yes. Mark, would you like to mark FLA1? Done.
Yeah.
Yes, it's done. Yes, Mark,
Yeah.
done. And you see that it became now green from purple. It's cool, no?
That's satisfying. Very satisfying.
And I click this, and here it goes. And this is very nice, actually, as El was saying that we have the entire documentation. Like first, it started with only one description out here, which the file which Tom suggested, and now it has activity which it did.
Wow.
First activity, second activity. So the second activity was modern navigation with logo and sign in, blah blah blah. And then here where I said, I want to make it look better, take the screenshot and do it. Enhance the landing page with stunning food photography. I think this is pretty cool, actually. I like it. Sure. Oh, it just wants me to deploy. I mean, it's not a bad state.
Yeah, how many prompts did we have to give it to? We only gave it 2 prompts and it created that whole page.
Yeah. It's just one prompt here I give. And I just click that start the task, by the way. Okay, so I think I don't want to deploy now.
But you know what I think what we could do. Yeah.
Put the link in the chat. Let's see. People can open it up. We haven't got authentication in there yet, and it won't do much. But
We can share with everyone. So,
you can refresh it when we deploy next, and you guys can hopefully, when we've got sign in on, we can get some users in there.
Yeah.
let's get some users already. We are in business now. Let's do that.
This is how you launch a website and moving forward is you just do a live stream of building it and then you share the link with people.
Yeah.
There you go. What I was going to say was I think the great thing about this is that you really don't need to think too much about what you want to do if you plan it in advance. So I think what we produced is also a lot down to what Dom did with his prep work. Right, Dom had his idea. He went to ChatGPT, said, "Right, help me, kind of flesh this out and write it in a way that's going to make sense to Databutton," and that's saved all of those prompts. I think the fact that what Dom said. How many prompts did it take? It took theoretically none in a way. Actually, no, one just to give the inspiration. Other than that, we didn't have to do anything because we gave it all the inspiration and all the kind of the structure and everything first. And so it can just go away and do the tasks, which I think is just crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
And I think us as the community will get a bit more savvy with these preps. Like, I think when we start looking at what works well when we're building apps, like people will share those ideas and prompts they might have used to get their design. Yeah, it can only get better, can't it? So.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the great things about the community. I know this is slightly off topic, but the Discord community where we have, I'm just looking at it right now, we've got the feedback, we've got the prompt tips, we've got the app showcase, there's loads of channels in there that people can go in and can figure out how to prompt it, how to do it. Elle, you're amazing with the stuff that you share. Dom as well, just in terms of the tips and the ideas and everything else that people can follow to get the same kind of quick response and the quick feedback from the agent. I think that's really, really important You know, it's a close-knit community, you know, and I think that's also what's really nice about Databutton, is that the community is very supportive of one another. There's a lot of kind of, you know, people behind each other saying, yeah, come on, let's do this, we can figure this out and what have you. So you know, the prompt document DOM, the PDF, I know there's some I think actually there's no personal data in there or anything, so that might be something that we could share into the community after the stream as well, to give people a kind of a benchmark to say, look, this is what we use to create this, so people can follow up on it.
By the way, I just saw that our next task based on Databutton is set up Firebase authentication, so I'm just following that. Implement Firebase authentication with email and password, Google sign-in option, create user profile system in Firestore to store user data points, build login sign-up flow. Yeah.
Should we keep it just simple to begin with Google sign-in?
Yeah.
Just thinking of blitzing through and getting there's email and Google. I personally just use Google.
Only Google sign-in option. And that's okay. Let's do this. Add comment.
And is it also going to use Fire? Yeah, stored in Firestore. Great.
Yeah. Let's start this task. Let's see what it says. Meanwhile, I think we need to enable this thing. Let's see. Firebase project. I have made a new project with Flavor Quest, and here I have my application. Oh, I just missed one thing.
For anyone that's not,
now, it's so like user friendly, isn't it? Like,
you can tell it. You can tell it's a Google platform, can't you? That it's built to be kind of intuitive and easy to use. But if anyone's not sure what Firebase is, it's a Google product, I suppose. Google owned product. There's loads of stuff out there in terms of how to use it, but basically you can actually host an entire site using Firebase. You can also use it for just certain parts of it. So we've got the authentication, you've got the database, you've got all sorts of different elements to it. What's also nice is that it also has extensions that you can add on to it, like the Stripe extension, for example, that just makes that Stripe integration that little bit easier. Apparently, I haven't gotten that far yet myself, but that's what I've been told. Here's one for you, Dom.
Dom, it's your question.
You 100% can connect with Supabase, and actually you can use Firebase and Supabase simultaneously together. So you can use Firebase for authentication if you want to, and you can use Supabase for your database, or you can use Supabase for your database. Basically any database, any data source you want to use, even Airtable, Databutton will connect to without issue. It's very simple. And if it doesn't know how to connect to it, or you seem to be having trouble, the agent is an expert at reading technical documentation. So if you have a link to some API documentation or instructions on how to set up something from an actual developer's website, just paste it in the chat, and it'll figure it out, and it'll save it, and it'll remember how to connect to it in the future. So yeah, any database.
I think that's a very valid point, which Tom said. The passing any API or URL docs, and Databutton under the hood has this, let's say, a research agent which goes to that particular website, scrapes it, and takes the context, and then it further could actually just summarize it, or kind of take the important part of that context and then use it later for its own knowledge memory. So it can do that very well, and I think that's a good, very valid point when you're working with API documentation. Like if you're working with Cursor or something, you can actually do @ and connect to that API docs. In Databutton, you can actually do that just by passing. In Cursor also you can do that, but just passing the URL work.
One of the other things to add around that one is also, because it's more powerful reasoning agent, you can actually see where you might just ask the question, is there an API available where I can extract recipes from URLs, for example? And you can actually see it doing its thing, where it's saying it's formulating a good question to then use the search function to then bring results and actually criticize those results. Have I got what I need? No. Okay, we continue. So that's the the reasoning and thinking agent part of it. And I found that one of the things that I wanted was to improve my UI, so my landing page. And I can't find the prompt yet. I'll find it out. It absolutely smashed it, and I could see it going off and searching, and it hadn't quite found what you wanted to yet. Yeah, I think that's
share the prompt with us, please. You can share it over the Discord community if you have.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great. By the way, I'm just initializing all these things. Like I'm in Europe now, so I initialize authentication. Now I'm initializing Firestore database.
Avra. Oh, he pressed the button. I was going to say perhaps put it in test mode.
Oh, I just already pressed production mode. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm just because we want to move forward. Yeah. I would say to people, if you are starting off here, just personal experience is to, instead of going into production straight away, put it in test.
Yeah, but no, I agree. But I'm thinking of a business now. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Fair enough.
No. I think that's a very valid point.
So we're gonna take our app.
Yeah, we need to take it into production. We have Stripe also, so let's see if we can finish that. But by the way, this is a very valid point what El mentioned, and I think we wrote in the docs as well. If you're not sure, start with the test mode, and El, if you could just continue like how it helps and what's the difference or something. If you want to add anything there, why test mode, not production mode?
Oh, you want me to continue? Yeah.
Yeah, you can say.
Is that right?
Okay. Okay, so what I did was I just added files to database, add the production mode, go there. And few things which I need to do here is also, if I remember correctly, in the authentication part, we should whitelist Databutton's domain, databutton.com, because otherwise how will Firebase understand which one? So we need to do this. This is something which we forget often. Actually, I have seen even myself also, I forgot a couple of times to add this. Also, this will only work when we're here, but we have already deployed, so we should copy this as well now. Go back, add this domain as well, and add it. Perfect. So now in deployed, and both of them it should work. Now let's come back to our agent. It says that, oh, by the way, this is a part which I really like. Thoughts for a moment. And it's like implement Firebase authentication. User has specified to only use Google sign-in option. So I only add sign-in method as Google. We need to create user profile in Firestore. No Firebase code exists yet in the app. That's right. And install Firebase extension first. Oh, actually, I surpassed. All right, I didn't follow the agent's instruction there, but I should have done this first. And I actually should have followed the agent. And what I should have done is paste this Firebase config file, which I got in the very beginning when I created it. So I just copy this part again, but that's something learning. So in case you don't copy that part in the very beginning, you can come back to project settings, go to project settings out here, copy this, and then I just need to paste it here. Yes, ready to connect this. There are a lot of how to do all of this thing. It's written. You have to enable all this thing, which I did already, and authorize domain, which I did already. Enable Firestore database. I enable that also. So all of them, I hopefully it's done correctly. I hit install Firebase. This is nice actually. We have this new way of showing. Turn on, log in, log out.
Like yeah,
it's so cool.
That's pretty.
I would say, Avra, as well, that on the weekend I was building with my friend, and she is not technical whatsoever, and she literally, firstly, she absolutely loved the product, but it was so easy to explain to her, like the process of when I was setting Firebase up, because it's so intuitive. I love this bit, it's great. She just got it straight away. You know, she was just able to sort of comprehend it because of the way the agent explained it, the steps. I really like this interface here. And I would say, yeah, like definitely follow the agent rather than autopilot.
Let's see if I can accept invite. If I just say cancel, continue Discord. Oh, I'm just sharing with everyone. The very nice.
Oh.
It's a really nice picture.
Yeah, that's me and my friend.
With us. All
It
right.
was such a cool way to spend a Sunday, honestly. Like us two just sat here. She was, you can see a notepad. She was literally researching and scribbling ideas, sketching. I was there setting Firebase up, a bit similar to what we're doing now. Our boys were playing in the room next door with their Nerf guns. Like, it was just wonderful.
Well, that's really nice, and thanks for sharing with us. I mean, it's always nice to hear, like, in real life how we build an app. I don't think everyone just, unless you are like pro developer who just goes on, mode where you just code and the lofi music going on. We're trying to create that vibe, but we're not there yet. Like a calm aura and just, but yeah, that's great. Okay,
there's no stress building this app. This is just a stress-free, chilled kind of,
exactly,
no hassle.
Yep.
All right, so we have a few things here. Agent says that it has created some files. Let's see, no files here, but here I see logging file. Ooh, Flavor Quest, welcome to Flavor Quest. Join our community of food enthusiasts and share your culinary journey. Sign in with Google. And there's a logout also. So by the way, this thing is like it's protected, that particular page. Now let's see if I hit the sign in. Oh yes, it takes me to this page. So if I just now hit sign in with Google and I use this Databutton.io, continue. What happens? Oh yes.
So we have the link. Oh, you haven't deployed this version yet, but as I say, if you want to use the link,
I can deploy. Sure.
So
I am ready.
We can get our first users signed up.
Yeah.
So you saw how easy it was. Then you can have.
We've got 77 people watching us. So out of those 77 people, however many of you want to join,
I will read everyone's email, but yeah, I just want to show that I am successfully signed it 11th February 2025 with this unique ID. Yeah. Perfect. So it works. So please sign in, contribute to Flavor Quest. It's our first initiative to start a culinary journey, and we will monetize it soon.
Oh, good idea.
Oh yeah. So by the way, when I started the deploying your app, it said build for deployment started, or it succeeded as well. So I can ship the URL soon now. Just wait for the sign-in part, because then I can actually trace you down and send email to reminder to join here again, so that we can, you guys can subscribe here later when we have the monetization feature up and running.
Is it just me, or is that deploy got so much quicker? Like, it was quick anyway.
That was fast.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that.
Maybe.
Can we look under the hood and look at some of the code that it's written?
Sorry, Dom, did you?
Can we look at some of the backend and see what kind of code's been written?
We still don't have any backend, but we have a lot of front end actually. So we have this React front end where we have written a lot of code. I mean, sorry, the agent has written a lot of code, but we have written almost 260.
I would say as well, I don't even look at this code anymore. I used to back, in previous versions. You just don't need to anymore. Like, unless you're really interested in it, you just use your language, don't you? It's incredible.
Would you? I'm just thinking. Obviously, further down, there we go. We've got somebody signed in. Copy Robin is signed in.
I will secretly see it if he's right or. I mean, he actually signed it or not. But yeah.
Would you, if you were building this? I'm just thinking that landing page that we have is a fair bit of code in there. Obviously, there's holding elements to it. Would Dom and El, what would you guys do if you were building this? Let's say you were on your own. Would you go away and tell the agent, can you break the landing page down into components, or would you leave that for later?
It would depend on how complex the landing page got, I guess, and what features you're trying to implement. But I think generally, at least my and Elle may feel differently, but when it gets really complex and we're adding in certain technical features like an AI chat agent and scrolling text and things like that, I like to keep it separate so that I can work on those modules and reference them. Avra, have you ever pushed the hashtag button?
No, not yet, but that works. That's how it is.
Pull the hashtag up. If you break those modules down into separate components, it makes it so easy for the agent to locate one. And from a credit standpoint, if you want to preserve your credits, if you've got them broken down into separate components, the agent doesn't have to go and search a large code base. It can dial in on just the exact thing that you want.
And this is what Jason's saying in the chat is exactly why I was asking about the components, because that code that we had for the landing page is already over 300 lines. And you know, if we look at it as a landing page, there's obviously, if you actually built this out as a site, a lot of it would be Firestore content, so it'd make more sense to have it as a component. I'm just curious if what you guys, your experience is, or what your thoughts are on at what point would you tell the agent, hey, listen, break this down into components. Does that make sense?
I will just add one thing here. I think with 450 line, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
The unsafe part or the threshold starts when it's going to above 850 or 900.
Yep.
There where the threshold starts. And and that's why the agent actually knows how to build UI components. So basically it can just, it has this own kind of super intelligence. It just goes on breaking it into UI components. But still, what Jason said is a very valid point. There are times when, I would say not 450 lines, but 800 or 900 threshold we have seen, because we use Claude, and I think with any LLM, after a certain number of lines, the more number of lines it starts to get a bit wonky.
So Jason, advice to you would be is maybe just check what are the lines of code that it's getting stuck on. And you know, is it an API file, or is it a component file that's really causing, because if it's 450 lines, it shouldn't really happen. But exactly. Maybe it's the complexity of it as well.
That's right. But again, what Tom said is actually, sorry, Tom, sorry.
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was saying that what you said actually would work very well. If we know what are the UI components, we can actually ask the agent, use the hashtag and break it down.
Yep. And the new task function is also huge for this too, which I've used in my own application that's got a lot of complexity. Is I'll have tasks that are just, they kind of remain open, and then I'll go in and activate that task again. I'll unpause it and work on it, because like Avra pointed out earlier, when you work on a live task, it's documenting everything it's looked at and thought about. And so by keeping it within a task and then being able to reference that, it helps those large code bases from the agent having to go in and use up all of its context window to search, because it's already done it via the task.
I think so by the way, it was funny actually, I just observed now. I asked a question, where are we now with this task? And I completely forgot that we have this feature called discuss the plan or discuss the problem. And even I prompt almost every day with Databutton. Still I forgot that this exists, and intuitively my mind went, where are we? Because I was just losing the context. But this actually helps a lot actually. If I say discuss the plan, I think it will just say the same thing now, that we have completed this part and that. I think this feature helps a lot to have an estimation how far we went, what are left yet. And I use this a lot. I don't know about you guys, if you would use this.
Because sometimes you're in and out of different applications. You might be building something for a certain amount of time, then you'll come out, go back to it another time, and it just gives you that overview and being able to recap. But I think as well, once it's done the whole plan, asking anything to the agent about anything in that list, even if you want anything clarified, especially if you're not that technical and you'd be like, I don't quite understand this, or can you explain how you do that? It's just so easy to have that conversation and just ask more.
What I love is something so simple. Is just the toggle between the plan and the preview. It's just whoever came up with that, bravo, because it just makes it so much easier to click between the two, rather than having to click and then scroll and trying to find it and then go back. It's just such a nice UI piece. I love it.
I would just use the name. It's our amazing engineer Ovind. Ovind is the brain behind. It's working a lot with this entire brain of Databutton. So it's Ovind. I think if I'm not wrong, it's Ovind or Martin. One of them came with this preview part, and it's amazing. I agree completely. I just saw one comment over here, like how many credits. If you bring that up.
How many?
Yep. So I can actually go through. I think, as Dom was saying, like we use 2 prompts for the first task, if I'm not wrong, and then this is glitchiness, but I think it's 3 to 4 prompts we have used. So 3 to 4 times, or the best way I can check it is here. How many? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've used 5 credits until now with Firebase setup, with a front end, and then we are going. We have a logout button and login button as well. So everything took us. It will take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 credits. That's my current version now. And you only have 1 credit deducted when there is a code written, and all codes are stored here. So that's one way to check it. So 5 credits until now.
Yeah,
Please.
it's pretty cool.
And we've done a lot of back and forth, haven't we? We've given a lot of information. I think it's well primed right now, isn't it? It's definitely in Flavor Quest mode.
Yes.
To the core.
Yeah.
Saying that, would you like to review its task? How would you like to proceed with the planning? Let's just go for the next step. Honestly, I really forgot the context where it was. But make a profile or something, use a profile or something. Let's see.
I don't know about anybody else, but there are times when I have been having a conversation with the agent and it's going so well that it's just doing everything that I'm just like, yeah, go ahead.
Just
and
go
I
ahead.
haven't actually checked,
Just like,
and I'm
I'll come
like,
back,
yeah, do it.
crack
Fine.
on.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Are you happy for me to proceed? I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Sometimes that doesn't work out so well. Sometimes you get caught out. But
I wish the agent had a button like, hey Mike, or hey Avra, you should now consider on your app now. I'm doing everything for you. It's something like that.
I mean, sometimes it will create some incredible stuff that you didn't even think about.
Yeah.
Minor refinements that you don't even.
Yeah. There's so much complexity going on that we have no idea.
So for credit, right now I have infinite because Databutton the company was kind enough to give me infinite credits, but normally here the credits you can see all the credits, how many credits are lost, and it will be more like if you are depends how many 12 credits you get. And then you will see like / credits used and 12 credits left.
Yeah. So Voin is asking, somebody new here. So he says, Databutton, is it like ChatGPT operator and Bolt?
Shall I, or someone wants to take this? I mean, I can just give a start. Like ChatGPT operator plus Bolt. First of all, Bolt is amazing. By the way, Bolt uses entirely, I think React.js at the front end, but it also it can also use a backend if I'm not wrong. But in Databutton, we use Python as the backend, so it's very robust in nature, and we have the front end as React. Plus, we have one-click deployment that works pretty well. Now, other thing which Databutton differentiates is the enter agent, how we are working with it. So if you see like all this time when we're just having a chat, we're mainly going via this plan. So the working model is very different, I would say. Of course, it has you can build a full stack app with Bolt or similar tool, but with Databutton, the entire feeling is different. Like it's a reasoning agent, so the way you reason with it, it's like you are having a companion alongside with you, which makes it much more fun, and you are very much aligned to the work, and you can actually build a full stack app where right now with 5 prompts, with 5 clicks of task start and task begin and end, I created a Firebase auth right here. So I think they're very differentiates. We have this agent which is way more thoughtful about it, the reasoning part. Yeah, please go ahead if anyone wants to add more to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, all I would say is that it's I can see where you're coming from, Voin. Don't know if it's necessarily as simple as saying it's ChatGPT operator and Bolt, because firstly, I'm not familiar with the generator element to it for ChatGPT operator, sorry. But the operator, from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but my understanding is that it's meant to handle repetitive tasks. There you go. Avra's got it there. So handle repetitive tasks for you to go searching, things like that. So this isn't necessarily what Databutton is. Databutton is to enable you to go out and build a fully functioning full stack app that you can then deploy with one click. So it will build the front end on React, and it will build the back end on Python, and it can install all the various different NPM packages, all the various different Python packages, and so on and so forth. So Databutton is essentially a developer online, right? The way I look at it is it's essentially like working with a developer. You just having the conversation with them, and then I just seen that we've got David in the chat as well, saying had some issues this week with the new project, as the agent keeps saying it's done what it hasn't done. First frustrating issue after 2 app builds and moved on to new 3rd app. David,
already built 3 apps. Wow.
Yeah, my question to you, David, would be is just to make sure you check the intercom button. The guys, the support guys, I mean, they know me by, like, they know me very well by now. I've got one app where I have every single Databutton employee working on it at some point or another.
Yeah.
This is one of the best features of Databutton, and this was something they already had it. So this isn't even version 2 exclusive. This is totally unique to these guys, as far as I know, because they are actual people at the other end. They are not you're not building with a bot and talking to another bot. Avra saying hello to them. So it's actual people at the back end who are developers, the guys who built this platform, and they know what they're doing. They know how to build these things. So definitely make use of those. They're absolutely secret weapon, definitely. And the other thing I would say, David, is use the Discord. The Discord community. Avra, I don't know if you could share the main Databutton homepage, so people can see where the link is to Discord.
This one?
So you click straight up, is up there in the header, and you can join the Discord, and we're all in there. We're quite active and quite supportive all the time, so feel free to use that as well, because the positive about having live agents supporting you is that they're real people who understand what you're talking about, whereas a chatbot might not. On the flip side, they're human and they have families and they want to go to sleep, and they can't work 24/7. So obviously, if you're working in the middle of the night on something like I tend to do, you just have to wait it out. Or if you go to the Discord, there might be somebody that's a bit of a night owl like me, and they might be able to help you. So
yeah, and that's a good point. Like, I'm in the United States, so it's lunchtime here, but I think it's probably 6 or 7 o'clock else time. So
yeah.
Usually
my dog's shouting. Yeah, it's quite dark here.
It's totally dark here in Poland.
Sorry, my little dog's coming in.
First time we got an error. Yay. So
we got
this error that does not provide an export name file store.
Reading the logs already. It's sorting itself out.
And I just told the agent that interesting. Can you see what went wrong in my... So because it says that it should be the home page I am right now. It cannot preview. So I just said, can you just check it? And then it's thinking now, need to check the home page for issues. Let me check the log first. So it will go and check the log first. And yeah, it's reading something. And I think there is this weird issue of with this chat, but read code for Firestore. I think it's still going on. But yeah. So actually I think we can for sure. We have a live stream after this. I will be there. So in case a support didn't answer, I will positively answer it. I'm sure. I have some issues with my own domain. All right. So with the own domain, I think it was called Databutton custom domain. By the way, we also support custom domain. And we help everyone to just get over this. This custom domain takes a bit of time because it's still manual, and we're the 7th first. So if you just register for the first time, we try to do it. It's written here. We try to do it in 24 hours to 48 hours.
And
Maybe
Avra,
answer.
There is a feature. There is a setting on the. If you go to Databutton settings on the app,
I
just to
think it's
see
here
up,
now.
there's production.
Production. Yeah, here you have to.
So that's where you enter it. Yeah, because I could see I'd submitted one, but I haven't actually sorted it out myself yet. But you're able to manage it from there.
Yeah.
I got partway through.
But sure, if for the custom domain thing, yeah.
In the guides now as well. That's good. Okay.
And I'm really sorry because today was our, again, I forgot the main thing. Today was our Databutton 2.0 launch, and we're a bit occupied. But okay, so it has a different issue. But when I put it, cannot do it again. So I think we need to delete it from our store, which was sent before, and then add it. Okay, yeah. For that, yeah.
Matthias, if you reach out to the chat, as I said, the guys might not be active. They should be, but they might not be right now. But if they're not, then jump into the Discord. We're going to be doing a community hangout after this live stream, so you can come and join us. You can share your screen. You know, we can try and help you out in there as well. So in 50 minutes, I'm not sure whereabouts you're based, but in about 50 minutes, we'll be jumping into the Discord after this stream. So yeah, have a look if you've got the time, and if you have, then feel free to join us. And if the support guys can't help you, then we'll obviously do our best to try and sort it out for you.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still struggling with the same error, which I think it's mainly because of this error here. I see this red thing here, and I think that linter error is kind of relevant for this console login. But let's see wherever we can solve it out. User return so slow compared to amazing source. Thank you. All right. Hopefully we have something or not. Let's check the preview part again. Let's see. Oh yes, something is there, but I still okay. So now we have a different error. At least now
it's the rules. It's the rules, Avra.
Yes.
It's the rules. We talked about the rules, and we said we're not going to make this mistake, and we've made the mistake.
Right. I think I know. Oh yeah, actually the agent is reminding me now. I have fixed the issue with fast initialize. That's right. Actually, it fixed this previous issue, but now we have a new error in fetching user information. And it says that the error was occurring because we're trying to import Firestore directly from the app. Okay, it fixed that. Could you please try the app again? Amazing. It works now. But, however, I have this issue. I think you need to provide me with the simplest of rule so that all my customers, all my users and customers can sign in. Just give a simple rule for authenticated users. Yeah, I just wrote this right here, but we can do this in the plan out here itself. And insufficient rule mainly comes when, insufficient permission mainly comes when here in this section, we have this default rule right here. And I think we need to change this to something for authenticated users. So that's a good thing actually. It stops me so that no one else can get in there. That's great.
Well,
that's great.
Whilst it's doing that, I see we've got more and more people joining us, so we should probably do kind of just like a quick recap of what we're doing and what are we building and what is Databutton, I guess. Because you'll see we've got 88 people watching us, so it's creeping up. So Avra, I don't know if you want to kind of do a quick reintroduction for people who are tuning in now.
Oh, please. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. So we... it's about us also, right? Okay. So I thought I was going to say about the app which you're building, but yeah.
Oh, that as well. Yeah, that as well.
Yeah. So it's me, Dom, Mike and El, we are a part of the Databutton community. Well, I'm also part of the Databutton team, but still I belong to the Databutton community, which I love these guys and love to be with them. And that's why every week we hold this live stream where we build. And today was a special day or special occasion where Martin is there. You see, our support is always there. Yeah. So Martin is our CTO out there who is giving a nice hug for all of us. So today was a very special day for Databutton because we launched our 2.0, Databutton 2.0, which is way more smarter. I mean, if I should say like it's super intelligent, I shouldn't say that, but it's way more smarter than an AI app builder. All this time, even now, Databutton still builds full stack app, which we have built. Let's say we have this React code here. It's still in use. Lots of okay. Wait. That is good. We still don't have a backend yet, so everyone can also build the backend and also build the front end. Backend is in Python, front end is in React, and we have a full stack app. These APIs are connected to the front end, and that's it. It's a full stack app builder. However, in Databutton, the best part is the agent, the brain of this agent, which actually has all these thoughts, the research, and the main part which we actually introduced for everyone is this task feature where you see all the tasks which we did. And so I don't even need to recap what we did. Everything is noted down by the agent, all the steps, all the activities, all the initial description. So the initial one was given by the agent 40 minutes ago. So we started this live stream 17. Yeah, I think it's a UTC time. So we started like 40 minutes ago. We started this, and all these tasks were given. Flower 3, flower 4, flower 5. We are now in flower 2. Hopefully we can finish it. So we're building this flavor quest, and everything is documented here. Databutton makes this entire plan for us, and then we go on executing one task after other. If we need to prompt, we prompt it here, and if we don't need to prompt, Databutton just goes on in a very like autonomous execution mode. And we have this token in the preview mode here as well, and then Databutton Workspace is not like any other coding space or VS Code. It has a very nice workspace, I would say. I personally like this because it has this pages, UI components, utility files which we use. So we already now have a Firebase extension which is working pretty well. We are now trying to fix another issue, which is storage. But I'm already logged in. We also have one user who has logged in here. Then we have this media, we have internal storage. So we started this app by showing this particular images, which you can see now. But those what we started the app in the very beginning. The onboarding is very beautiful. So if you just go a bit ahead in the live stream, you'll see how the onboarding is. That also we introduced today. So yeah, Databutton is a full stack app builder with an amazing reasoning, powerful agent, which I think the community really adores, and it's personally I also like it so much. And yeah, what do you think, Mike? Do you want to add something? Dom?
No. I think you've done the sell. You've done the obligatory sell of Databutton. I think you've done it. You've done a good service there. So yeah. And so what we're doing at the moment, just so everyone knows, we're basically building an app from scratch. So the concept is to build a recipe cooking community where people can log in. They'll be able to log in with their Google and basically jump in, share their recipes, and kind of have a leaderboard and other bits and pieces as well that we're trying to build into it. As Avra said, we've been doing this for about 40 minutes, so not very long at all. We've already got a homepage. We've already got the option to log in. So yes, we're cooking along nicely.
I've just had my so I posted on Sunday. This is my best friend. Hi, Zena. As a very non-tech person, she did really well. Like we were able to collaborate really well on the app. But yeah, she does.
So, by the way, I just mentioned. Oh, sorry. Hi, Zena. Nice. Yeah, we actually shared the photo as well. It's really nice to see how you guys enjoyed it. I just
Stephen says he's getting hungry.
But Okay, so I think there is this error. I just reported to Martin that there is this glitch in this scrolling issue. I just reported it out there live here, but just to make sure that it's a bit. Sometimes I don't see this end thing, but we'll do that for sure. Okay, so it gave me the rules out here, and that's why we were getting this permission error. You see this one. And now what I would do is I will just go to Firestore, and I hope I will just paste it, and I just hit the publish button. And then we have authentication up. I hope we'll have. Let's see. Let's try to. Let's try again. Let's try to.
Can you sign out? Does it let you?
Yeah, maybe I still didn't add the login.
Sign out button.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you click the sign out at the top.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thanks. And now if I try to log in again, let's see if that is. Moment of truth. Oh, there is this. It didn't go. The flow wasn't that good. Let's try to refresh this part. It happened because I think that page is cached, so it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's actually not working.
It's worth maybe sharing the Control K feature as well, Avra.
Oh yeah.
To restart the workspace.
Did it work? Yeah. So it's a command. Also for me, it's command dot. Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, this is useful actually.
Oh, I love it when you find new stuff.
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah. We still don't see the error yet coming up, but I think there's this loading button, which I don't know why it's here. Okay, so it should actually. Yeah, I don't know what that loading button is supposed to do, but anyway, it gets signed up. That's great.
That looks like it's some kind of UI issue. I think.
Yeah, we will wait.
It's like a loading state.
I'd send it a screenshot and say, "This is what happens after I log in." Oh.
Okay. So it says that it's taking. Oh, so actually, it's now updating the plan here. So we have signing, we have this authentication rules and user profile. Everything is out there. I think we need to add a profile section, which we didn't do, and that's why probably it's not taking me to that profile section.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. But this is great. Actually, we a bit. The complex part is done. Then we need to add the leaderboard. Let's see. So this task is done. If I now go here, yeah. So we need to add another task out here. Maybe it will tell me which task to do. So it's not reading the task list. Nice. So it has marked the second task done. So we out of we are still 8 tasks to go. So maybe if we don't finish it within this live stream, we still have 30 minutes. Great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can just proceed to Discord stream, which we have today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want the user profile section in the task.
User profiles number 7, task number 7. I've just seen.
I see. That's why it's not going there. Shall we proceed with the task 3, or shall we just go to task 7 first? What do you think?
Well, I was expecting for it to have.
So this is a recipe creation and management system. We can do this. Let's proceed with this then. Let's do.
I'm just preempting something that we haven't got a user collection, have we? Because when we start creating recipes, it's not going to know who to tie the user.
That's a good point.
I think it did prompt you for that a moment ago, but then it
yeah,
it's done.
Yeah,
So in the Firestore
hold
database,
that.
we need a user collection. So then you have to kind of take yourself off and re-sign up again, and then it
Mhm.
create your user collection.
That's right. Yeah, we didn't create that.
Just based on experience of not doing that first.
It's a very nice well, actually. By the way, I you saw that we have 3 users now in our app.
Awesome.
But it isn't possible. It isn't impossible. So if you actually do that accidentally, I did it and I signed those people up and they were on, and I was like, okay, but now I want to store information about them. I wrote it. I got Databutton to write a script, an API that would then collect all that data and then create a collection just based off of my already signed up users. So it's not impossible to fix it once it's done.
Mhm.
I have no idea how it done it, but that's what I asked for and it figured it out. Typical Databutton journey.
This
There's always a
We
way
need-
to
we-
solve the problem.
We almost need to have the task manager to like document how we manage to do things ourselves as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about, the analyzing all the history and everything that we've done.
Mm.
There's so many tips and tricks that once you learn them, if you just put them into the prompt when you do it, it's like a 99% guarantee it'll work every time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just like the Firebase thing. Once you have the prompt figured out, it's perfect every time. It takes 3 minutes to do.
Yeah.
We have this prompt out here. I really think this prompt usually works pretty well with the Firestore database. Something out here.
Oh yeah, I like these ones. They're
The separate sections that works pretty well actually. And then there's a master prompt. Yeah.
I think the thing is that with this type of technology, it's it isn't deterministic, and that's obviously not a problem. That's why we get such amazing results. But if we,
exactly.
was saying, have things that will guide us in that way, the best possible way, kind of getting the best of both worlds. Then
I'm struggling here with the task 3 because it's something where I feel that Ian is writing something which I don't see here. I don't know if there is some error.
I've had that before. It's doing some sort of magic. Is there anything being logged in the task itself when we go to the plan?
If you go to the plan,
it might be writing it to the plan.
Yeah.
It's not even active.
Yeah. It's a bit weird actually.
Yeah.
Maybe oh yeah, it's working now. Okay, all good.
There we go.
It's just having a word of itself. It's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it needs a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit of stage fright. That's all. It's got a lot of people all eyes on it. It's just it's like, give me a break. Come on, it's late.
Today it's too much for it. Today I think we got a lot of inbounds from the launch, and it's working pretty well. But still, it is really hard for it. I agree. Let me read the thought for the moment. Okay, so we are starting fresh on Part 3. Need to build recipe creation system with recipe submission, image upload using Firebase storage, recipe data in Firestore, validation and preview CRUD operation. Okay, all right. Let's see if we have something here now. Observation, plan, writing code for us. Not bad. So it's creating recipe form components. So it should create some new components maybe. I'm not sure if the storage we can store right now. We have to actually enable the Firestore storage here.
Yeah.
I have to upgrade my project.
So I've done this several times. I upgrade my project and it says that you might incur costs, but you can put a cap. So you might want to say £5 or dollars. But you get a very generous free plan on the Blaze anyway. So it's easy to monitor. If don't be afraid to press that if you want to use it for your project, because it's quite a generous plan, and you can set a cap on it as well.
Nice.
It takes a while. It takes a while to actually get to the usage limits.
Yeah. I'm signing up. It's have to verify. When you click on YouTube, okay, there's a browser window now. Oh, okay, I have to just I have to just allow it, verify it. My card. Let's do it. Confirm. Let's see. It should work now. Budget, yeah, let's do 25 NOK. And we hit the continue button. And link billing cloud account. Let's see. Okay, we are ready for it. Perfect. And get started. Ooh, location.
See, this is a no-cost location. I'm assuming that if you stay there, obviously it depends on if you're using.
Yeah, I think we just.
You're serving this product too. You might need to select a certain region for your
yeah,
storage.
I think you probably just need to be careful with. I mean, this is getting into legal advice, and this isn't legal advice. Anyone listening, but you do want to check if you are going out for a full-blown paid service and solution, and you're collecting data. You do want to check the relevant data privacy laws in your jurisdiction about where data should be stored and things like that. In Europe, it's the GDPR. In the US, I know the Californian laws are quite strict, but I think it's at state level, if I'm not mistaken. So best to, when you're getting to that level and that point, it's best to just make sure that you're covering yourself from that perspective. But what's great is when it comes to writing things like privacy policy, terms and conditions and everything else, the agent can do all of that as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, you know, it can do the full thing. You don't have to go away and think, right, what should be in this document or what should be in this policy. The agent will go away because it's got the context of the app, and it will go and write it for you without any issues whatsoever.
Nice. So I just had a error there. So I just passed the agent that there was this error with this create recipe, because now the agent has something. Agent has created a page called as create recipes. Maybe that I can just now go to that page. Once it's updated, there was an error just a few minutes back, and I just prompted it that, but this throws an error with copying it from here. It shows that it's now fixed it. If I now go to create recipe, still has failed to import error. And let's see. Let's see what error we have here. Let's see. Okay. So there are a couple of errors where I think the import is not correct. But from here, it's all good. And we just hit the enter button. So here, sometimes I feel like we are not connecting well with how the agent is thinking, because the agent is running now. But let's see. Just yeah, this is fine. The only part is where the create recipe has this input error. If I go here and I still see this, let's see if this has been fixed or not. Because the agent read the logs. If I just hit now, if I just run it, let's see if I can fix that error. Thought for a moment, still getting import error. The components might be a different location. Yeah.
Oh, it changed right before our eyes. There we go.
Did it fix it?
It seemed it was in a folder.
Okay.
But it's, yeah, you went components, recipe, and then.
Okay, so I think it worked. I know why this error is there still. Does not provide name export file store. I think this is a different error, by the way, now.
Yeah.
How can I fix this? Shall I update my rules? If so, make it simple rules for the. And let's see our storage. Here, yeah, the storage should be fine now. Let's see if this works, then it'll be amazing. So we build a sign authentication, we build the storage, we build the Firestore databases for all the profiles, all within this 1.5 hour. And then if we have the storage thing done, then we will have a way to store this photos and everything which will come. So now it says update the Firestore. So it will update the Firestore.ts. By the way, this I forgot to mention actually. So the utility files take care of all this integration related. The Firestore file and the recipe Firestore, all these are utility files. The rest of them are the UI components, which are mainly getting imported here. Let's see if try creating recipe page again. But yeah, I will just copy this, and I just now go to rules. Paste it here in the publish button. So I now made sure that it has authenticate users are allowed. But meanwhile, I need to fix this thing. I copy this error. I see this creation. How do you guys normally prompt this kind of thing? Do you just really pass the error, or you prompt it very precisely? Because I feel that matters a lot.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Tom. So how do you normally do it? Do you just do this precision prompting, or?
I usually pass the error in the logs, but
yeah.
I think for me it depends on how complicated the issue is. If it's a repeated error, then I go into more detail. So I'll copy the logs and I'll ask the agent to take a step back, go through the data, do a kind of a full investigation, and report back, and to not write code.
Yeah.
That's if it's tried to fix it once and it hasn't worked. Normally, if it's just a one-time bug, I'll probably just copy the error and put it in with some kind of reference as to where it was, like you've done, Avra, to say, what page was it on, and so on. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Normally, intuitively, I just go and check the code block to check that if there is some error in out here with this linter error, that I check always. Let's see. We are somewhere here where I still see a bit of. Okay. So it's please sign in to create recipe, but still I see a bit of linter errors, which I would love to fix it before I sign in. I see this linter error.
So it hasn't fixed, because you had that earlier. It hasn't fixed it yet.
Yeah, that's pretty strange actually.
What was the thought? Where it says thought for a moment, here we go.
Yeah. So it actually just says that import path to create recipe is still pointing to recipe form subfolder. Need to update the component import. So it's now, it's I think the folder organization. That's something it needs to take care.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not bad.
I'm curious what we've not had many messages in the chat for the last few minutes. I'm curious to know, what do people in the chat think in terms of what are people's opinions? What do people think of what they're seeing so far about what the platform can do and how it can help you to build these things? If people have got any questions, any suggestions, any thoughts, Avra's here from Databutton. And he can take feedback for the team. I'm pretty sure some of the team are probably watching us as well. So let us know in the comments. What do you like? What do you think could be improved? The guys. I think one of the great things about this is that the guys are super active. The number of times that any of us from the community have said, "Oh, this doesn't work," or "There's an issue," and like the number of times Avra or somebody posts back and says, "There'll be a fix in 10 minutes." Or something like that. We've just pushed out a fix. It's fixed. And it's like they're super responsive when there is a bug or if there's an issue or whatever. So let us know what you think in the comments. What's your impressions? What are your thoughts? What do you think you could go and build? Anyone got any ideas as to what kind of app they might want to build? Knowing that you can build something from scratch. Yeah,
I think that would be great. Like maybe in our next live stream.
Yeah.
maybe in our next live stream we can just build something out there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
About Flavor Quest, sure. But yeah, for the pricing right now, we have a new pricing model, by the way. Let's go there. So we have this agent plus. Oh, okay. So we have this agent plus community support. We have this pricing model, which is very much based on how much support we are providing, either via this chat box here or via Discord. So we do this Discord live stream almost weekly now. I personally will be there. We are thinking also Martin will be coming soon to discuss with all of you guys what you feel about the agent. Maybe any question, we can always discuss there. And actually that helps a lot. I know Harish has already deployed his app with Stripe integration, and it was over here itself over the here he said that he fixed that thing. So it helps a lot with the community support which we do over Discord. It's like properly 1 to 2 hour over live streaming there, fixing bugs together, discussing. I'll just show you where we have the event which we have lined up here. We have this community hangout. So this is something where you can just discuss it, screen share with me. I will just make sure that we fix it or we do it later. The other is also about the human advisor, where we have a human or one of our engineers who will help you. You have allotted time for that. It will be like, say, monthly 5 to 6 hours. Monthly will make sure that we provide. We either fix a bug, either we scope with you, or we help to build a feature, or we just try to just help you for a specific hour. That's something which we are trying to bring in. Otherwise, if you say about the pricing, we have this completely free way of doing with the human devs. So agent plus human devs, that's somewhere where you can build the full stack app. Yeah. Probably, I think Dom has kind of experience working with the human devs.
Yep. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I think if you're just someone who wants to build a next big thing, you need human devs for it.
Yep.
It works pretty well. The experience is awesome, but with how fast things are moving and things we build, this will become expensive super fast. I totally hear it, and I personally feel it can be, but at the end of the day, LLMs are super expensive, very expensive. And yeah, I just want to add, like, we charge only on successful code generation. Today, for this entire thing, I think we haven't went beyond 20, or let's say 30. We built authentication, storage, and everything there. Yeah. So yes, I totally relate to it. But yeah, we're building a full stack app which you can monetize and just go on earning money. Like, which I think Mike is almost there with it to launch the app with the Stripe integration, and it's return of investment.
I just want to share. Oh, you shared it already. Thank you. Message from Zena about, this is to do with the app that we're building on Sunday. And I think it's just one of those examples of, if you can imagine us having an idea and wanting to take this forward, neither of us have software development skills at all, wouldn't know where to start, would need an awful lot of money to even consider talking to a developer. All of those barriers, time barriers. I mean, he's starting high school in September, and he needs help now. So we're able to build this bespoke app where, I mean, just to give you an idea, like, Zena's able to add words herself to this reading app. It's like based off of a sight word process, and she's able to record her voice saying the words. She can upload her own pictures that accommodate the words. She can build the game how she wants it. She can build, we've got like a practice side and then a game side. It just what we've been able to build in such a short period of time. I mean, if you can look at that of the cost of developer time, I mean, you're talking thousands and thousands, and time and effort, energy, like, it's just not comparable. So I think sometimes we do have to take that step back and think about, how would you do this exact same thing without Databutton or similar tools? So it isn't comparable.
And I think JK makes a point that the experience is awesome about how fast things are moving. I think the other thing to remember is that what you're building here is initially an MVP, and then you might build something beyond that. But the idea is that the concept of a startup, I don't think exists like it did 5 years ago or 6 years ago, when you had to have a full running operating system, a whole team behind you, and you were looking for funding and everything else. The idea with Databutton is that you can, as a single person, go and start an online business by yourself, right, with nobody else, and right, you can build it up with a number of users. The platform that I'm building, I'm targeting a market where there's like 20 million people around the world doing trading, and so my hope is that I can get a tiny fraction of those users. If 1,000 people sign up and they all pay $10 a month, that's $10,000 a month suddenly, that can help me to then get an actual dev to then start working on moving the platform maybe onto to the next phase. It really depends on how ambitious you are and what it is you want to build. I think that's really something that's key to remember, because I agree with you, JK, it is going to get expensive, but it's just it's like what the guys have done with the app. You've got to plan it in advance. You've got to have that planning and that preparation at the beginning, and it makes things so much easier.
Yeah, I can for that, as somebody that started building the application that I'm working on. I started building the application with a dev before I found Databutton, and there were so many limitations to the app that the dev was like, "It's not possible. It's too expensive. It can't be done. There's no way to connect these two things together." And then when they finally did deliver some version of what I'd asked them to build, it was 5 times more expensive than what they quoted me, and it didn't resemble anything like what I had in my mind, the vision I had. And when I found Databutton, I actually found Databutton because I was trying to build tools to integrate with the app that they had built to make it closer to what I had envisioned. But as I got further into Databutton, I realized I could actually build the whole entire application, and I was able to make my vision, which nobody else, no developer had been able to do. They had not been able to replicate what I was trying to build. I was able to do that within a few weeks within a Databutton. And I've just taken it and run. So the amount of dev work that I've been able to do in the last 90 days, and then also in comparison to like the cost of what I spent in the past versus what I spent now, there's no comparison. There's no comparison. And if I want to change something, I just hop right in. I can draw a picture. I can tell it exactly what I want. There's nothing getting lost in translation because I'm the designer, the idea man, and the developer. And Databutton is my co-pilot that's doing all the work for me.
David, I'm not quite sure I understand the question. Maybe you guys know what David's asking. So what's the best course to get the app you made being used once in deployment and happy with the app? I'm not quite sure I understand the question.
Are you asking like, once you've got the app where you like it and you want to push it out to the world, how do you do that?
Yeah, so the MVP, the minimum, what's the MVP stand for?
Viable product.
Viable product, that's it, yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, I guess product hunt, get yourself out on social media. You just kind of, I guess as well, you're building your own brand. Like this is something you've created and you have a purpose and you have your users in mind. So, there's a whole piece around the marketing and getting it out there, but it's very easy to deploy and to create that first instance. And I would say as well, based off experience, like don't aim for perfectionism, because once you get it out there, your users may have a very different, may actually have very different uses than what you thought. I built an app for children to learn how to code and generate their own games. And once I got it out there, they were having all these ideas and they were having, I really would like it if it could do this. None of that was on my radar. So I would say get your users using it as soon as possible to help you and talk to them, watch them, observe them if you can. It was easy for me with the children because I could use it in the club that I run and at the school, so I do some coding clubs. But I think there's a whole piece here. It's not just about the software development side. There's other skills that I think, being part of the Databutton community, we're learning as we go, aren't we, about how to. We talked to this before about this I can't see my hands. This end to end. I've got this idea, I'm designing it, all the way through to your users and how they're interacting. There's a whole journey there, and that's the opportunity for this. Who you become role-wise when you're using Databutton, because you can enhance your skills in so many areas.
Totally. And just to answer your question, David, you absolutely can share on Discord. In fact, we actively encourage it. So that's one of the reasons, and that's probably one of the best things about the community, is that everyone's on their building and everyone's got their ideas, everyone's got their apps that they're working on, and we've got a dedicated channel for you to share your app, ask people to check it out, ask people to log in. There's a bunch of people that are in there happy to have a look. So you've got the app showcase, there you go. So you can see in there, Elle's shared hers. I've got one that I the how much is my stuff worth? That was one that I did randomly on a Tuesday evening with my parents, because they didn't understand how I could possibly build an app with Databutton in, with a couple of prompts. So there's loads of ideas and things like that in there that you can absolutely share. So please don't.
Oh, sorry. The Poop score got really good traction. Like literally, it's one of the apps that got the most messages. I just had to point that out. You nearly had it there. It was, if you just scroll down a bit further, I could see there's like 27 messages or something on that one. One of them's probably mine.
Poop score. There you go. Digital
there
crack.
You go.
Down on the down to the left.
One.
There
Oh
go.
Yeah.
So this is this person, but they maybe they're watching us. I don't know if they're watching, but this person basically came up with an app where you would take a picture of your poo, and the AI would analyze it based on color and consistency and all this stuff, and give you a feedback. But there was another one, Avra, that you'll remember, that one of the guys I think it was back in November, launched on Product Hunt, an app where it will analyze your blood results. So you can upload your blood results, and it will go away and it will analyze it and check it. And again, they built that on Databutton as well. So there's loads and loads of different things that you can build. Are you planning to offer the possibility to reserve dedicated machines? I'm not sure I understand the question, Matthias. Everything's cloud hosted, so I don't think you have a dedicated machine. Isn't that right, Avra?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. So to reserve dedicated machine. So if I understand correctly, each app runs with a particular, I think, 4 GB or 8 GB of RAM for each and every app. If that's the question, yes. I'm not sure if that's the hardware part which the question is about. Yes, for each app, we do dedicate a particular amount of, let's say, boost towards it. We can also, let's say if you're running your own model or something, it's very common. Then you can also we can boost the app, but it comes with a cost, because it costs us a lot also to run something. If that's the machine part, if I understand correctly. By the way, I just want to give a quick update on the app. It's been a while. We have a lot of users. I'm not showing the email now, but here at least it's my emails, which I can see here, my user profile. Since it's not deployed, that's why it's only mine here, which I'm checking. We have also Firestone database. That's working pretty well.
Nice.
And we have a storage which I'm trying to implement, where I'm a bit stuck now, which will fix it hopefully. But we have a lot of users.
Hide that.
Sorry, and then we have a lot of users here going on. So storage authentication works pretty well. I'm now trying to work with the data store, and the authentication works pretty well. I'm not trying to make the storage also work. Something is I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong. But I think it's a very good progress, right, guys? I mean, quite a bit.
I would say though that this is another reason maybe not to initiate put it in test mode first, for storage and I find that a lot of my you're creating collections as you go, and every single collection you have to stop and get your rules and then put it in. But it's not till you get to a good stage where you're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's get all the rules that I need, and just from very experience.
We have almost quite a number of views actually. That's pretty cool actually.
David's asking, is there a pick button in the data app UI? I'm not sure what you're referring to there, David. So if you could just write in the chat what is it you're referencing there specifically, and then one of us will be able to answer that question for you. But I mean, we've been talking about various different bits and pieces. Poor Avra has been working away with the agent whilst we've been gabbling on. But I mean, we've already got this whole form where you can add instructions, add tags, you can add ingredients, you can add images. Even just that UI component is there, it's built. These are all kind of things that just are done in literally no time at all. We've been doing this for just over an hour and a half, I think, something like that. And okay, we're not necessarily there with an MVP just yet, but we're certainly.
We already have a foundation. I think the foundation is already there, where we have all the necessities and the major ones. It's more about the UI part and also make the storage. If that works, I think I'll be very happy. If that thing worked right away, I'm just still trying to figure out what snipping tools.
Use the snipping tool for images to upload. David, if you're referring to the agent conversation, then you can literally just do a copy from the snipping tool. So you just click the copy button and then just paste into the chat window, and it will just paste it in. So that works absolutely fine without any issues, or it should do.
I think there was some talk about it being integrated into Databutton. So that's the sort of thing, like if you had that as a suggestion, which I've seen someone make before, especially if lots of people are saying it, that's something that the Databutton team will take on board, I'd imagine, and be like, yeah, that's something that they can benefit from. So
there you go. Avra's just. Avra's just demonstrated the working of it. So there you go. You just pasted in a screenshot.
So I was getting this error of insufficient permission. So I was like, come on. And I just copied the entire rules tab and I just said, can you just make this work?
I am conscious. I'm conscious of time because Avra, we're supposed to be heading over to Discord.
If we can images while building.
Got more images while building and testing.
By images, does it mean the snapshot of each and every UI pages?
I think that's what maybe David's referring to. So David, Avra will show you. There's the preview that's in the screen right now. It probably doesn't look like it, but maybe Avra, if you click on the home page of the app.
This one. Here the app can open in a new tab, and
this will give you a full view of what it looks like. So this is the page where people are going to create a new recipe in our recipe app. You can just pop this up,
home page, if I'm not wrong,
and you'll be able to see what it looks like as a live demo. It might actually be, I think the route is it's a different route.
Hey guys, as an aside, we just hit 100 viewers. Somebody just
there you go.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Well, it's a party after all,
It is.
Say, where's my party hats? I thought we had an agreement.
Where are yours, Elle? Where are yours?
I was going to stitch you all up.
Yeah, exactly. I knew. That's why I didn't fall for it. So yeah, I think whilst Avra continues to try and create a recipe,
I'm still fighting with I still get this.
Exactly, David. Exactly.
Totally. Missing or insufficient permission. I think there's something to do with the permission part, which I need to enable, or I missed something here. So I need to fix
Maybe it's
that.
the rules on. It's maybe the rules on storage.
Yeah.
It says rules on storage.
I'll just give a quick snapshot before we just finish this. So most of the part is working. We
Mhm.
have the storage, database storage working out here. The authentication part is also working here. A lot of users already we have. And then we have the homepage, which is working. I'm already signed in there. We have a lot of UI files which it created. This all handles the connection with the Firebase and the Firestore, and we have a lot of components which is used in these pages. So if you check the code, all of them are used. So most of the things are working. We also deployed the app once. I can hit the deploy button again, but it might not work. But you guys can sign in and also have your recipe started. Adding to it. And apart from that, we will have a lot of stuff already there. And the newest agent has at least reached to 2 tasks done. We have documented our entire journey with this task here. This is the ongoing task. We need to fix this. And then once we fix this core once, actually we can just discuss quickly. Sorry, Mike, I'll just say, you can actually, so the current version is already live now. The new version is live there. Anyone can use it now. If you just sign in, just start using it. It's working for everyone. There is no more differentiation. Everyone has this exact version out there working with a nice workflow, by the way, which we demonstrated in the very beginning when we started this app. So just with the discussion part, if I see the core features are there, the foundation model is there, storage, authentication, everything. We need to do this gamification, all this thing. But if an MVP, only thing is storage. That's only is missing now. Otherwise, you would have had an MVP in 2 hours with our casual chat. And we have an app already running there. So
nice.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really beautiful.
Well
not
done.
bad, actually. And thanks
Very
Dom
good.
for the screenshot, Mike for the amazing idea. And maybe we should continue there. And El, we need your prompting hacks next time. This storage, I should have listened to you actually. For the
Well, you know, I didn't want.
Always right.
That's the lesson. That's the lesson we learn every week. Is just listen to El. Right? El knows.
I think El's in
That's
charge
the-
of prompting on the next one.
Yeah, totally.
and
totally.
that's why if
El.
anyone wants to listen
Am
to
I going to have to be polite to the agent? You're going to see my. No, I am polite. I'm joking.
all right, guys. So I will just close this stream.
We'll be heading over to the Discord now in a couple of minutes, guys. So come join us in the Discord in the community hangout. If you want to carry on chatting to us, we'll be over there. Otherwise, thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was great to have more than 100 people joining. It's amazing. We will do it again this Thursday or the next Thursday, and the Discord community will be now. There will be all there. Cheers, guys.
Nice. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.